How it do, how it be, how it is, everybody. Welcome in and welcome back. Episode 4 of Windfall. Feels like we are trucking along. Just a reminder for everybody that I'm going on a cruise next week, and there will not be any episodes to stream there, but we will be picking right back up after. If you want to get caught up, there's a YouTube. We have fully edited episodes of all 3 weekly campaigns, and hit up our Discord if you would like to join our community. Last we left off, Stonks blew something up again, and and sent everybody flying. The party is on shaky legs, but they have managed to recover from a near party wipe. They have on their person a tortoise who is actually an individual named Omar, who has been polymorphed, quote unquote, for his safety, and taken. For this individual has information about the black market, the criminal underbelly of the capital of Windfall. After 2 different criminal factions tried to bar their way, the party managed to just absolutely dunk on them, with the help of a frog monk named Johnson, who is from the Court of the Path, a vigilante parkour faction who really can take a heavy hand to all the crime that is going on within the capital. They are known for gathering evidence, and if they find proof that a cop is crooked, they will kill that cop, and other such extremes.
Based.
What else? I think the party is heading off towards the Outback Steakhouse with Johnson and the tortoise, Omar. And Johnson seems to be nervous about just still being on the street, because as much as these are good-intentioned vigilante folk, they still will be arrested. They are cop killers. I think that's it. I'm SirFeffers, your humble dungeon master of the long shot table, and it is my honor to introduce to you these amazing creators. We're going to start with DatDirtyTaco.
Hello, Amstonks, have a tortoise, skeleton wizard man. See ya.
Find me on TikTok and Instagram. I play Sia. She had a moment of stress last episode, but that's not too far off of what normally happens. Just her being stressed. Offbeat.
What up? My name is Offbeat Outlaw. You can find me on YouTube and TikTok and Twitch under those exact same names. I play Yes Sir Hawthorne the second. Last episode he had a horse and he was very proud of his horse, and then he got blown the fuck up and nearly died. Thank God for the myriad and their lovely pins. He may have to go back and earn himself another one just because that was a good save, if they allow that. He is in high spirits despite all this, though, because he optimism, baby. The Dodger.
Hello, I'm CritFailJake. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram. I play Dodger, the human fighter warlock. Almost died. Had a little repressed memory action going on there in his near-death experience. And now all he wants is a bloomin' onion and some steak. Jared.
Steak? Gene could use a steak. I'm Jared. Also, Gene is the resident shotgun paladin. And, chaser down of thugs extraordinaire, I guess. I don't know. Street henchman. Yeah.
All right, I think that's everybody.
Yep.
I've been reminded by the fantastic crew that because there was some unconsciousness, Omar is no longer a tortoise, but is in fact a unconscious body on a floating magical disc. And so Jean and Sia will very much have to kind of lean into their roles as bounty hunters here as they stroll the streets with a person, a young lad, probably 15 or 16 years old. He is not dead. He is unconscious. As the party is moving along, they're getting a few odd looks. The frogman in his shock white gi keeps looking around uncomfortably before finally, once you guys get to the front entrance, the kind of open court area to the I almost said Texas Roadhouse. That would have been bad.
We didn't want to go here.
The Outback Steakhouse, with their notorious bloomin' onion, which has been so popular in Windfall. Not sponsored, by the way. Before he kind of turns and goes, well, I need to get off the roads. Where shall we meet?
I don't see why we can't just go inside this Outback. Here, does anyone know Presty? Make his clothes a different color.
Checking.
I was gonna say, I thought you would have had it, Bard.
The spider just. Oh, I don't have a spider. I just take a bottle of liquid, and then just like what seems like random smearing. It's just dye.
Okay.
And I will dye his gi like blue.
You begin that process, and you realize that the monk is looking at you in a kind of mortified.
Clean it afterwards. It'll be very easy to clean.
That ain't permanent, don't worry.
I take out my disguise kit and I start dabbling a speckled beard on his face and give him a cowboy hat, and I go, look, see?
Okay, this now 6'6" frogman in a gi, which is now blue, has a fake beard and a cowboy hat. Roll persuasion to get him to come into the building. With advantage.
Are we trying to sway his willingness, or are we trying to sway the establishment to permit him entry?
You haven't even gotten to the establishment yet.
Okay.
This is a 25.
25?
Can we eat outside?
You do see that there's a few tables on the outside, but
You want him to get off the road.
I need easy access to the rooftops.
you realize he doesn't like being inside because there's less exits and such if he were to suddenly get surrounded by, say, a SWAT. If he were to get, if Outback Steakhouse were to get swatted, he would be in a tough spot.
All right. We can stay out. We can do a patio, right? We're down for some patio. Maybe I'll get some sangria for the table.
Mm-hmm.
If I get fries for the table and sangria for the table, would you all have some sangria and fries for the table?
You guys approach the building and kind of get seated. Today, a young elvish woman kind of comes down and goes, "Well, hell, I heard about y'all. Welcome on back." And pointedly winks at Dodger, and then says, "If there's anything I can get all y'all," and then takes a moment to observe bearded frogman, and then takes a moment to observe skeleton.
Yester pipes up and goes, perhaps you've heard of me. I'm Yester Hawthorne, member of the Myriad. My pin is, well, it's shattered.
It's just a hole in your clothes where it burned into your flesh.
Either way, point being, I'm something of a theater professional, and these here be my troupe.
Well, a motley crew
What?
indeed.
Yes,
What can I get you started with?
A better employer.
6 blooming onions, 6 hamburgers, 7 fries, 6 steaks.
Okay.
And yeah, and some sangria, pitcher, and 5 glasses, 6 glasses.
All right. Anything else?
Are we already seated, or
Yeah, you're seated on the.
Okay.
So there's like an awning, not like an umbrella, but kind of the similar effect. It's just attached to the building. Okay. Well, thank you very much. If there's anything else I can get you, just wave me down.
I
give me a holler.
believe there was a spider that arrived with an order earlier.
Oh yeah, we didn't know what to make of that, but we did make the food up just in case that was legitimate. I'll bring him out. We one of the cooks got him under a basket. We'll bring him right out for you.
What?
It's a mechanical spider that just walked into it. Of course we put it under a basket. What if it has little robot eggs? And she goes inside.
When they go look at the basket, the spider will not be there because he'll absolutely not stay under a basket.
You say that.
Maybe he liked the
character levels.
basket. What if he enjoyed the basket? Basket armor.
He used disguise self to make himself a hermit crab.
You hear a bit of you hear a yelp and some cussing, and then the spider comes out of the front door and goes right up your leg and gets on top of your head and grips down tight.
Oh,
Starts
little
looking
mate.
around.
They didn't mistreat you, did they?
He seems just perturbed. He doesn't look damaged or anything like that. I'll just tell you, they put it under a basket and then put weights on top of the basket because they were like, it's gonna get out. Okay. But you guys have a bit of time before food comes out. What you guys up to? As people keep walking by and the unconscious body of Omar still hangs beside you.
We just had an extra seat and had put him in the seat,
Propped him
and
up
so
in
he's
it,
just.
Can
you
we
know,
get him a high chair?
He's just. He doesn't. He won't
Weekend
fit in
at
a high chair.
Bernie's.
Yeah.
Jester takes out his disguise kit and makes him look like a fake body.
Can you define?
I'll take out a bit of.
I want him
Yeah.
to make him look like a prop dead body because we're a theater troupe and this is a prop.
Okay. Or you just leave him looking like he's sleeping.
I'm gonna need you to make a check with that kit.
I am proficient. What type of check?
Skill check.
I am.
What stat? What type of check? Like persuasion? Because you make checks with
Yeah,
the kit. You make a check
that
with.
will be a sleight of hand for the skill of your craft.
That is a 16.
Looks like a dummy. It's
There.
not perfect. Under close scrutiny, it will be clearly a breathing individual. But some of the more passerbys are going to be like, I don't know, they got a skeleton. Of course they got a dummy. Like,
I am going to tie his legs to the chair and one of his arms to the chair.
okay, as you in one of his arms to the chair, as you finish that, you realize at this point, as you finish tying the one arm, there's a twitch, and you realize he's pretending to be unconscious. He has regained consciousness and is pretending to still be out.
I'll lean in and whisper,
No.
"Keep it cool, kid, and nobody has to get hurt. We'll get you a steak. It'll be nice." And I just like clap him on the shoulder and then move back to my chair.
You can wake up now.
Well. He's just. Well. If you got steak.
He now just looked like a more living dummy.
It's the illusion is
Where did
somewhat
that go
broken
away?
at this point. As you can see the fake buttons that were over the eyelids, that were painted on there now are are moved because his eyes are open, stuff like that. The illusion is a bit deterred. He's like, Well, someone's gonna have to cut my steak.
I'm like, I'm gonna hand feed it to you.
What? No, you.
Weird day.
I mean, we'll cut your steak for you. Then that's why I left one of your hands free so you could eat.
You can see he's kind of assessing the situation.
Oh, like we'd let you have a knife anyway.
I mean, if the kid tries something at this point, it's just.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's tried 3 times now to get away from you guys. It seems that he's pretty defeated would be a word. And unless
broken.
unless a whole ass opportunity is just put in his lap, he's pretty sure that he's not going to be able to get away. 3 times non-lethal is 3 times a chance given back to him.
And 3 times a concussion.
Yeah, his head is also swimming. He's banged up, you know. And as the sangrias come out, he reaches for one of them.
All right. So, Mr. Frog, you have important information to converse with us.
He kind of, again, you can see he's got, he had, when he arrived, he chose multiple different chairs and kept moving because he can't keep his back exposed, but no matter where he sits, his back is exposed to something, you know? And so he's very disoriented a little bit. He's not used to sitting still, and goes,
My boss, my master, my sensei would like to have a word with you all. I was sent. I've been looking for you for a few days now, and you have all been invited to our headquarters of operations. We have decided that you are worthy of trust.
and you can see that he says this to Sia and Jean specifically. As bounty hunters, it's possible, and in Jean's case, has before happened, where you have delivered bounties to these individuals. The quote-unquote bounty market is a bit complex, but they very much are willing to pay for people who flee the city, kind of a thing. You also were Sia and Jean were given the task to find a certain individual that fled to the Needled Wilds, and you found them dead.
Yeah.
But you do not want to come to the headquarters.
I think it's more...
We almost died.
Yeah.
I'd like a nap first, if that's fine.
We also... As much as we have helped you, there's not been a lot of goodwill shown our way. There's been this. This is nice. I appreciate it.
He looks at you like, I saved your ass.
I know. You saved my ass. But we've also saved yours. We've saved the cities. What I'm saying here is we don't know much about each other than our word. And word is cheap.
Whoa.
We don't know much about your vigilante team other than you do things. And occasionally it helps, occasionally it doesn't, and I can respect that. But we don't know much about your group, and your sensei isn't really showing us any goodwill. We tried to negotiate a third-party place, a neutral ground for all of us. And they said, nope, it's gotta be in our secret lair. Now that makes us suspicious. We happen to get invited to a lot of secret lairs. Most of them are dangerous for us.
This is true. You do end up into the belly of the beast on more than one occasion.
Usually when that happens, one of us nearly dies. If your sensei would like to meet us in a third-party place, somewhere that's safe for all of us, that's not your secret lair, that'd probably be safer, and probably be better for all of us.
He pulls out some rolling papers and puts some tobacco in it, and then you guys have a strange visual of a frog smoking. And
Blunt frog.
What do you suggest?
Hey, don't smoke at the table. We're about to eat, frog.
We could. We could meet.
flicks it out into the road.
I forgot we were outside, actually.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Stand by.
Hats off at the table. Elbows off. No smoking at the table. Apparently,
Get off your
Gene's
phone.
just traditional like that. Yeah, no phones. Phones in the middle.
Rocky talkies away.
Well, something that we could do, a neutral place for all of us to go, somewhere that we could maybe avoid any future discomforts. What places do I know?
That would qualify for neutral territory in the city.
Yeah, or even outside it. Just
I've got a
somewhere
few
neutral.
ideas, but I kind of want to see what you come up with. Unless you really want me to just sling you some.
I'm a
some
little
suggestions.
turned around. Remind me what's even in the city at all, like in general.
Well, there's a ton of places, but I'm gonna dismiss most of them. I think one spot that might be good is what was it? The 29 years. Simon Hornick's closed music shop. That would be abandoned. That was the dwarf y'all
Right, we
but that's in the
Stonks
stacks,
hired.
and they don't go in the stacks.
I mean, why don't we just do it at Stonks' house?
That's not
I
neutral.
guess that's not neutral.
Yeah, it's not.
The whorehouse. What about? Why don't we get a hotel and conduct a shady business dealing at an inn?
The complications. My master is.
He looks around.
What if we did it at night on the roof
Hang on, let
in a
me.
rainstorm?
My master is odd. Up here.
And-
sometimes.
And how does this oddness appear? What happens?
Raving madness, but not uncontrolled. He
He does this kind of thing.
likes to talk a lot.
Well, that's fine, as do I.
He gives you a look that is like long suffering.
Well, a little madness isn't so bad. Why don't we do it outside the city? We go outside the city. We're both in the middle of a field.
Oh, how about the bridge?
He gestures. As you know, Windfall is in this valley between two massive cliffs, and at the narrowest point south of the city, there is an old dwarven bridge that crosses across from the kind of more known territories into the Shifting Pales, which is like a dune land. It would certainly be hard to sneak up on people on that bridge. It's an ancient dwarven bridge. It's been there for who knows how long. Isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
Fine by me.
What time?
I was like in 5 hours. We're gonna get a lot of food here. That should take us about 3 hours.
And then the
Give us
food
2
coma.
hours. And about an hour food coma gives about an hour to get there. That should be good.
Okay.
He's going to stop. He's gonna stand up, nod at all of you, pull out his wallet, count out a few of the city currency bills and place it, and then take a drink to go, and then goes, tips his hat, which he is absolutely going to keep, and then steps out, and then boom, launches into the air.
Oh, I didn't get to clean yet. Oh, he's gone. Yeah, well. Hope they don't like kill him on sight for not wearing white or something.
It's like telling Batman to wear anything but black.
He's worn blue and gray.
Omar has been kind of quiet.
All right. Now we get to
All right.
question you.
If I answer your questions, am I gonna make it out of this alive?
Well, we probably won't kill you.
Yeah.
I would
Otherwise, we'd
suggest
have done
maybe
it
going
already.
to. I would say though, a few things. There's a 100% chance Crooked Feather knows about this already. I'd say a very, very mild chance he doesn't, but your life is not worth that little. I would suggest coming with us to the police station after this. Come out as an informant and ask for protection. That way you can keep your life and maybe make something of it.
You can't trust the cops.
Well, can't trust
Well,
us either.
now hang on. An argument could be made that you didn't survive the blast.
That's true. He could be dead.
I mean, technically he didn't. Gene had to bring him back.
Yeah, it is true.
You could just slink away into that good night.
I like that. Maybe head out to Fisher's Rest. Somewhere quiet.
Either way, you should probably you can either go to the cops as an informant and does witness protection a thing yet? Is that like a thing? Do we have that? I don't know.
I mean,
either way,
not so formal, but yeah, you can always bundle someone away and call them something else.
well, ask for something along those lines, or you can skip town. Either way, we're gonna need you to give us everything you have, information-wise, and then frankly, we don't need you. You're good to go. Sound fair?
Let's get insight check you. He's gonna roll a 1. So he's gonna lean forward and be like, all right, well, I like it. This seems like, looks around again. Seems like my best option right now.
And just in case no one can hear us, I cast a message and I go, all right, tell everything like this so no one can listen.
Well, grew up on the street, and there is, yeah, he's gonna go back a little bit. And
all right, getting the pen and paper.
Crooked Feather knows how to make use of anybody. The local street kids had to pay up, had to give a cut of whatever they got, whatever they stole, whatever they begged, and we had to deliver that. I was ambitious, and I was lucky. I might actually still be lucky now that I'm thinking about it. But I did all right, and I kind of distinguished myself and got into a little bit of smuggling. A little while back, I went from, I kind of aged out, as it were, and they put me on track to move some crates and get some of this strange ammo. This is very dangerous stuff. And we picked it up and brought it down to a spot which I can show you guys. There's tunnels all throughout these cliffs. and a lot of them are blocked and cut off from the rapids as they filter through, and some very strong currents down there. But there are on that side, you know, he points to the west side of the city where the river is not. Those are pretty bone dry for the most part. And ain't nobody really going in there. I see you're reminded of the goblin that snuck away while you guys were fleeing, not fleeing, but making your way out of Pura's hookah den after the raid. Well, we had to move a bunch of product off of just a wagon station. It wasn't anything weird there, but we had to follow very specific, convoluted twists and turns down into a very large area. And there was a lot of product down there, man. There was so much strange stuff. Sometimes it was just like portraits and pictures and just general loot. In other cases, it was weapons. It was guns, racks and racks of guns. And people were moving all about down there, and I didn't see it, but I think that area was close to the market. I'm sure there's a faster way to the black market, but he starts recanting how there were marks along the inside of various twists and turns to help navigate an area, navigate through the vast network of tunnels. And after that, I've just kind of been on standby. Some stuff happened. The city is getting more tense. Feels like it's by design, if I'm being honest. I think that's Crooked Feather, or maybe one of the other crime lords.
It's how.
He goes on to paint a picture of how the general populace is slowly being turned against the Baron. As stated before, the Baron is in a tricky spot with the economy, in that he can't get rid of the stacks because it'll crash the economy, because his predecessors overextended their reach. But he goes on to paint a picture of people pointedly going into saloons at night and bad mouthing, you know, the Baron, or talking about lies to make him look bad, and just general things, and how he clearly doesn't care about his people, or else they wouldn't be living in a place like the Stacks. And now that's conjecture. He hasn't seen any of that on his own part, but he is a native to this city, and he can sense when something is shifting inorganically.
So you feel like there's some sort of campaign running afoot to sow distrust with the Baron and how he's running things?
Absolutely.
Well, and what do you think the end goal is? Is it to get some sort of puppet in power? Some dickhead who can be controlled more easily through money?
I don't know.
I think it.
That's a bit heady for me. I can't say that I know much about politics or how that would work, or large scale strategy or anything like that. But all I know is this place is starting to boil.
I'm gonna insight check that.
Okay.
That I don't know stuff. Well, I believe him wholeheartedly. That's a 4. Well, I feel like that's all we really need. Anybody else got questions for Omar? All right.
Real quick, because I don't remember. Who was the rich guy who did the train?
Lord Ramus.
Ramus.
The Baron.
Yeah, no, not the Baron.
Right.
We're friends with the Baron, right?
Mhm.
We are the Baron.
You're, I wouldn't say friends, but yes. He has been more than happy to discuss with you guys and stuff like that. You've met him on one occasion, so you can call one meeting.
His name's in my book, so I can contact him whenever I want. I got him on speed dial.
Mm-hmm. Well, we could set up a quick meeting with the Baron soon. We could tell them this and see what they think of it. They might have more information about any sort of dealings than our good friend Omar here, but this is good confirmation.
Yeah, because there's also at least two other factions at play here aside from the governing force. There's Lord Ramus, who is up to all sorts of nonsense, but he lives outside the capital. He's in New Saren, or just Saren rather, because he united the two cities. And then there's Shiny Connor, who owns and runs all of the gambling houses.
I say we set up a meeting with the Baron, and we have a good old-fashioned discussion about what he should be doing about the city. Because currently, it seems like an enemy to him is his PR. He seems dog shit terrible at it. And at the very least, whether or not he should be in power, I don't think he's doing a terrible job. I think he's just got his ideals misplaced. I don't know. I live here.
What about
You
a
happen
question
to
for you,
remember-
Omar?
Go for it.
In all your dealings, did you ever hear anything about Lord Ramus and Crooked Feather working together for anything?
Can't say that I have. I'm sorry, who's Lord Ramus?
Oh. Trains. He made the trains.
Huh? Oh, no, yeah, I don't know nothing about that.
Where? Oh,
Didn't one of them blow up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For safety. Either way, I think, Omar, you're good to go.
Well, I have one last question.
Go ahead.
You said that the way to the hideout was past a very confusing, intricate set of directions. Do you remember any of the guys that knew those directions? Would you know any of them? By name, by
Yeah.
description?
I had a contact that I always had to work with when I was growing up on the streets, and he kind of handed me off to this one guy who was real shady. What was his name? I don't think I know his real name, but he's got he's bald. He's a tall, lean, nasty looking dude. Tattoo on his neck of a black feather, and some burn marks on his right hand.
What did he go by?
He went by Fixer.
Alright. Potential lead.
Yeah, he was the one that orchestrated our pickup and our moving of the product.
Would probably be a pretty tough nut to crack, but
It was all alleyways and stuff. I never went to like a base of operation or anything like that. The food arrives.
So can I get the description of Fixer again?
Bald, tall, gaunt, black feather tattoo on his neck, and burn marks on his right hand.
Human or
Human. I gotta say, mighty kind of y'all for letting me walk away from all this.
what are you gonna do? Tell them we're after them? I'm pretty sure they know.
And then you just die.
Yeah.
He rolled a 1 on his insight check, so he's taking everything you guys are saying at face value. And he's just like, I didn't think there were people like you anymore. I thought your lot died out when the whole country went to shit.
It ain't so bad. Look, I think you got fucked over pretty hardcore. And people get fucked over, I'm sympathetic to those. I think you're currently stuck in a situation where one of the most dangerous crime lords in the country is kind of got you under his claw, so to say. Your best bet is to run. Run while you are presumed dead and to not look back. Change your name, change your location. You're not who we're fighting. I don't care. With all the respect in the world, Omar, I do not give a shit whether you live or die. So, why don't you go choose to live? See my horse right there? Whoever he summoned and I've cast the spell for. The skeleton horse can take you outside of town.
I think I'll go south.
All right.
See the high emerald for once, and maybe get on a boat in Kraken's Rest and see what else is out there.
All right, then. Hop on the horse.
Barely got a steak. Might as well eat that before he goes.
I think I'm good. I think we could go. Can't say I got much appetite right now. But
I take the steak and I shove it in his mouth. Take it to go. I said I'd feed you by hand.
There's a little much. Here, I'll get you bindings. All in time.
As he scampers onto the horse and heads south, the waitress kind of slides over and goes, "Is everything all right out here?"
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Is there anything else I can get you?
More sangria, probably. That frog man ate a bunch of it. He just like opened his mouth. Used the pitcher as a glass.
I originally was gonna have him just take the pitcher. I was like, eh.
Yeah.
When I say monk, he's really not like a monastery type. The Court of the Path, they're just hella athletic parkour vigilante monks. And just a reminder, they can't really maneuver in the stacks very well. The whole place is what's the term? Difficult terrain. Right. Well, I'll get you drinks. You realize that she's kind of she had reappeared in time to see you cutting the ropes. But she's also got context of a little bit of these people are people of stature and status and wealth. So she's kind of playing seeing how she can benefit out of all of this. You know what I mean? A little bit. Yeah. She comes back with another sangria pitcher and goes, "All right, well, anything else?
I guess we're good.
All
All right now.
Give me a holler if you need something."
Seems like we got a couple of leads out of that. Oh, Brett, we gotta go talk to the crazy boss.
Talk to who?
The crazy boss.
Crazy boss of the path.
Dodger, send a message to the Baron that we're proud that he needs some political advice from his trusted 5 informants. Because something's a brewing and he needs help.
All right. I send that message exactly. Maybe shaving off a word here and there to make it 25 words for the message.
You don't get a response.
What did he say?
He's not rolled back yet.
He's either asleep or he fancies losing his elections. All right, let's keep going then. Let's go meet with some crazy monk.
You guys want to rest up first, or are you good to go?
Yeah.
Well, I
yeah,
assume
want
that
short
we've had
rest
like a
first.
short rest at least.
A short rest, sure.
Oh. Alright, fair enough.
Within 5 hours, the 5-hour mark, you can get that short rest under tow.
Okay.
It's also mostly on horseback, as you are going to have to make a bit of a climb up to the bridge because it's way up there, and the alternative is to leave the city north and go all the way around for days to get on top of the bridge. Or you could travel to under the bridge and make yourself a bit of a climb.
I guess we climb.
All right. You guys make your way down to the narrower point of Wowen's Pass. The wind howling in your ears. The rapids churning along. And you look up. 3,000 feet. Some crazy amount of distance.
Do we know fly?
Mm-hmm.
All right. How many of us can you get in one of those?
That's a... Hold on. I pull out a pamphlet, like an instruction manual.
The traveling man's spell book.
For real. It flips to a page. One additional person for every level higher. So right now, hold on, we just short rested. Let me think really hard about my books. Hold on, I need to get some spell slots back with Arcane Recovery. Which would be a combined level of 7. We'll do... How many of us are there? 5? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. So 3. It's 1, and then 3 more is 4.
Is there a restriction on carry weight for fly? You just get a fly speed, right?
Let me just get a fly speed.
Mm-hmm.
So
There's a restriction for being a medium-sized creature for carry weight in general.
Sure, but like, you know,
Which one of us
Well,
isn't medium?
Well,
we could
what
scoop up a +1. Is what I'm saying.
Stomps
Room
could
enough.
make we could make our horses fly, and then our horses can carry a bunch of us.
I think that oh wait, I have a nightmare in my bag.
You have that obsidian horse.
I don't
Yeah.
know if I trust a horse to fly.
That's a great
It gets
point.
downloaded
give
in your
all of
brain
you
like as soon as you know. Like
Yeah,
You
but
cast
it-
flying horse, the horse stays right where it is.
Horses
Continues to run along the ground.
Our horses have been through a little bit of stressful encounters, almost drowning, so I don't know if they would handle flying very well.
I do not want a horse that can fly with the zoomies. It sounds awful.
You can see
Okay, you
at
guys
about
want me-
the halfway point up there. Well, not even that. Maybe 1,000 feet up there. The railroad tracks that are built into the side of the cliff on the west side, just veering around.
I
Couple
just
of other
assumed there'd be a switchback here somewhere. It's
Make a
strange that there ain't.
make a survival check.
I'm not good at those. Nat 20 though. Wasted it on a survival check.
You're sitting there thinking, and you spot a cave, and you can see a few other cave spots up by where the railroad tracks are. And you think to yourself, well, They had to have built the railroad tracks somehow. Makes sense that these tunnels would have access to those railroad tracks. It's possible you might be able to find a switch back up there.
Well, it would be a long shot, but there is some. Said the thing.
Roll the credits.
Maybe those tunnels have a way up. Maybe. We can't figure out a fly solution.
Does floating disc go up, or does it just stay a certain distance from the ground and float along it?
Stays the certain distance.
Are we flying?
Ken?
I don't know, are we?
How many people can we get in the fly?
4.
4.
And then I
All
have
right.
a flying horse.
All right. Yeehaw!
Yee howdy. I cast fly at a 6th level. Launch you guys up into the air, and then I activate my obsidian steed. And we
Okay.
Nay, up the hill.
It takes some time because of the high winds. Very. Oh.
And
But-
Seal got blown away.
Yeah, right.
Who counterspelled see us fly?
Hey, welcome back.
Hi.
Nice. This takes a long time, but
It flew too quick.
We have 10 minutes, and then we fall. So, how long?
It's just 3,000 feet. What's our fly speed?
60.
So dashing.
probably
120
possible.
feet.
Yeah.
So 60. We have 60 feet of flight.
It would take 25 turns. 25 times 6.
And how long can we fly for?
10 minutes.
Oh yeah, easy. We
Yeah,
get there.
yeah. Okay, cool.
Takes 150 seconds.
The party finds himself alofted on a bridge. This ancient dwarven bridge is made out of what appears to be stone, but feels like metal. The wind's a bit calmer, and you can hear the howl of the winds below you, but this just feels like a sturdy bridge. To the east, you can see the shifting pales, these dune lands, ever moving. And you can distantly see a few dragons in the sky off in that direction. Grasslands to the west, towards Saren. As the sun begins to set, you can see the High Emerald bathing the lower regions in this green, wholesome light. Verdant plains and lush forests. And then, of course, the smoke from the capital city itself. As the sun hits the water line to the coast, there's a gentle flash from the High Emerald. Again, the High Emerald is this mountain-sized green gem in the middle of a forest to the south, magically basking that land and keeping it nourished. Well, hell. You guys turn, and you can see a couple of these monks, Johnson included, and this very old, kind of hobbled over monk. Sia and Jean, make a history check.
22.
17.
This is the same homeless guy that when you first were meeting with the Court of the Path was outside gibbering about not wanting to be reborn again. And that's where we're gonna go to break. We'll be right back, chat. We return.
2, 1.
A little late.
Nah, it was right on time. I helped you out. Don't worry. I know
Okay.
you always have trouble with those ones.
Counting backwards from 5 is not my forte.
In kindergarten, you got teacher was like, Jeff always stops.
With stomps.
We don't know what.
They were cavemen.
Back in the caveman kindergarten era.
Okay. With the scenic views all around, the vibes immaculate, and a frog going wah, and an old man coming out. He kind of steps forward a bit and then leans way over the edge and looks down and goes, the
Well, at least
intrusive
it's scenic.
thoughts.
Well, we're on a big old bridge.
Well,
What's up?
Well met. It is good to meet all of you.
Pleasure.
You can call me Shepherd.
Shepherd. Shepherd. Is it because you lead a flock, or is that the name you were born with?
I hardly know her.
Shepherd? I'm not an acquaintance with this young lady. Why would I ship somebody who I'm not acquainted with?
In olden times, it would have been a title of station. I kind of took it as my new name in homage to the ancient traditions long gone.
He proceeds to sit down and swing his legs over the edge. There's no railing on this bridge.
How wide is this bridge?
Maybe 8 horses wide. Could comfortably traverse.
So like 40 feet wide.
Something like that.
Well, horses are large, so they're 10 feet, right? So 80 feet.
Sure. I mean, it's a big ass
They're
bridge.
large creatures.
This is not the music I wanted.
Better be being this high. So. Yeah, he can enjoy the edge of that.
And he kind of turns around.
I've been looking forward to meeting you all. I've heard good things.
And
Like what?
Well, I've heard that you've tussled with some interesting individuals and that our interests are aligned.
And Yester, what are we interested in?
How?
Aligned with understanding that there is a foul rot within the city and that it needs to be taken care of. It needs to be burned. Seared away, cauterized. If the leg's dead, you've got to cut it off. Or find a healer.
And what exactly are you trying to say?
Crooked feather.
Oh, that's more than a dead leg. That's a cancer.
Indeed.
I thought we were talking about
Surgery is
burning the city down.
required.
So you are interested in taking down Crooked Feather?
With every fiber of my being.
Excellent. Well, now that that's that's a good working order. Our informant told us the following. It seems like Crooked Feather is currently doing some sort of political action campaign. Anti-government propaganda sorts. Now, I personally, I'm usually in support of this. But it seems like I am more in support of Crooked Feather not getting what he wants. He's doing something to make it so that people are distrusting in the government to a sense.
Oh, the Baron is doing his best. He's failing, of course, as we all can see. But his heart seems to be in the right place. I've spoken with him once. He didn't know who I was. but he was kindly to the doddering old madman that he perceived.
Oh, agreed. He's a very, very sensible person who I think is currently. Well, frankly, we're in a weird position where people with money got more power than the people who are supposed to have power. And if you're serving an economy, you're never going to serve your people. And I think that's where we're at. I think the crooked, the ones who are ruling the monetary senses of things are currently, for the most part, fucking things up. Lord Ramus is getting power because he's running these trains and he's got all this money and this flow of economy that allows him to make things happen. Whereas we got old the Baron
Monopoly
here.
on diamonds. Sorry, I interrupted you. And he's going to get up and kind of hobble his way forward. Sorry.
No problem. But we got the Baron as well here, who's got nothing. The Baron's got no monetary power, and so therefore has to lean sway to the economy. This is a problem. Problem is that the Baron has to serve something that doesn't serve the people. And so in order to serve the economy, we have to let people suffer in the stacks. You see?
If he were to get rid of the industrial region of the city, it would bode ill for the economy, yes.
And if it bodes ill for the economy, what then means is Baron gets kicked out. Because then who replaces him? Gonna be all those people with money. Lord Ramus shows up and will make some machine to clean the stacks. Then all of a sudden the stacks is under his order. Now, I have a particular thing with people with money. They can do what they want, but they should not be managing large organizations of people.
What do you
They
think
should
of
not
that,
be the
Stonks?
government.
Of what
Do
organization?
you crave power?
No. What?
He just
Jester,
owns
what are
it.
you babbling on about?
I'm telling him that rich people should not control everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know,
Okay.
right?
Yep. Fucking dap me up.
Christ.
I see.
We do our
a-
secret handshake.
I see a useful alliance in the making here. I could, my forces.
You could handshake is still going. One
Oh
second.
my-
It's
oh, wow.
Yep, hold on.
it's really long. All right, now we're good.
All right. Yep.
Don't repeat that to anybody.
Couldn't
I
if
swear it's
tried.
different every time.
Damn straight. Now, what were you saying?
An alliance.
Right.
I grow tired of.
Take a nap.
There's not much time left in these old bones.
Well,
If Stonks had lips, he'd lick them.
what you could do.
Hatch.
So, what are your goals then? Do you want the Baron to stay in power? Do you want the rich people to be out of power? What do you want?
Do you want more time?
I want. He begins to say, I want everyone to stop manipulating each other and punching down. I want everyone to stop committing heinous crimes for their own gain and ruining the lives of others. In an older time. Did you say more time?
Yeah.
How?
Do you know what a donut is?
It is a pastry.
We live on one.
In a sense, Stonks is offering to expand your perception, and perhaps at the cost of your sanity and your flesh, you may live longer as a skeleton. However, I will be 100% honest with you, sir. I don't know how he survived, and I am not confident he can replicate it for anyone else.
You
Agreed.
weren't reborn?
No. I am bones, and a consciousness. And no, I'm hungry. I'm so thirsty all the time. But
He doesn't have a soul either. I think that's an important part.
yeah,
of
did we
this.
figure that one out? I forget.
We are confident that you do not have a soul.
Okay, I didn't think so.
If my work were to be done, I would yearn for a true ending. A true rest, not to re-enter the cosmos and start again.
Well, good thing for you. There's always gonna be people that punch down.
He does a things
Here's
were
what I-
better when the Endeavor was in power.
I think longing for the times of past are typically mutterings of people who
Are
forget
old.
that are old. Yes, frankly, it's important that things change. I say, let's make a new thing, a new system of governance.
Why do we
One
do
where
this every
money-
time? Why do we do this every time?
That's my dream. Can I not live my fantasy where I get to take?
Is
all
your
of the
fantasy
And my dad's
politics?
okay.
my politics?
Chat, every
my
time Offbeat has played a character, he has a living
He has a
dad,
dad
and
in
things are all
distress.
right. Things are usually generally like his relationship with his dad is on point. This is the first time that he's had like, I gotta find my dad.
Next character, I'll have no parents. I will be a spawn. I will just arrive
What are
out
you
like a
talking
mushroom.
about? There's hold on. Let me go to your YouTube channel and pull up the fucking thumbnail from like episode 30, like 25 of Kyo. That's Offbeat screaming, and it says, "Who stole my daddy?"
Who stole my papa? Either way, my fantasy is that I can change the political system so that life doesn't suck. Please. Everything's so expensive. There are billionaires who are like, inflation's all the way down as long as you remove energy, food, and bills from the equation. Like, yo, crazy. Anyway, that's a different rant.
I think
I
I
say-
work outside the law, and if you are trying to make a new one, then do as you see fit. I am more interested in the others who would go outside of whatever law it tends to be.
Well, the reason why you can currently work outside the law is because the current law does not fit justice. That's why you feel the need. In this new system, we can make it so that your understanding of justice fits what is right and what is wrong and what is legal. Many believe that that confuse what is right for what is legal, which isn't proper.
I kill people. my boy.
And some people deserve to die.
Indeed, which is why I kill them. But I do not support others having my power.
So you support an elite trained force of people who know how and when to use violence in a more reserved sense as a last resort for quelling for quelling potential adversarial situations.
When I pass, the court of the path will end with me. People should not have my power. I am the exception. Only I can trust myself. Sorry, I can only trust myself. Do you see?
Fair enough. So what do you propose? What's your plan?
I am here to speak of Crooked Feather. Your governing whims are laudable, but a bit outside my purview, I think.
Fine. What do you say for Crooked Feather? His plans, however, are in the realms of governance. He wants to get rid of the Baron. What do you make of that?
Crooked Feather needs to die, and I have long made it my life work to make that happen, and a lot of you have made surprising traction in the short amount of time that I have been so desperate for years and years. Here is my proposal. You have my support. if we can pull a bit from the financial angle, that is what Stonks has to offer, we can in turn give you our manpower to understand that you have some leads. So says Jonathan. I am willing to give you my strong right hand and a few of my clever left ones. Taco.
He said it, not me.
Question.
He's the one who mentioned the left-handed mix-up. His clever left.
His shy reach around.
If we were to have some financial backing that was under the table and off the record, as a sign of good faith, I would be more than happy to lend you the strength of my faction. Together, we can get a lot done in this city.
Question. What does Crooked Feather deal in again? Does he just control the black market in general?
I know he has connections outside of the city. Our focus has been within the capital primarily. Speaking of, I do believe that you two, says to CNGene, had a lead that you chased down. Did that come to any fruition?
I mean, divine fruition. We found him dead. The Needled Wilds.
Bottom of the lake.
Yeah, it's like a weird lake. It like
I'm sorry.
Turned you into a
to hear that.
cactus?
did it sleep? Drown you to sleep? I don't remember.
Strange
didn't go in.
magic.
Well, at least that is wrapped up. Anyway, apologies. You have leads. You have ideas on how to use the information you have garnered, and I will give you my support. Thoughts?
Well, Stonks
Mine's
is
the
gonna
one
hurt
with
your
the
bank
cash.
account. Stonks is your bank account. What say you?
I want to meet with my legal counsel
Your
before
legal
I make any
counsel
decision.
will probably advise you not to do this, as it would be under the table.
How big's the table?
Table's a metaphor for like the
Life.
government and life. It's not really like a tangible thing. It's a large table, very big table. Getting
Ooh.
things under it is difficult depending on the positions of the other members on the table. In this case, this is like a
What are you willing to do, Stonks?
Oh my god, Shepard, you're about to make me take a page out of fucking Yester's book. I'm about to pull out the offbeat maneuver. Ugh.
I have many
Oh.
maneuvers. Which one is this?
You know that thing that you do where every once in a while you just like yell at an NPC?
Yeah.
That one. Because like I have to
berate the
filter
vigilante.
Shepard through Stonks.
Parkour faction that is offering to help. That's the move.
Well, so this is why I wanted to meet with my legal counsel, because I wanted to talk to the party. But Stonks right now is like, man, everybody really wants my help, which really makes it, and I don't really want anyone's help, which makes it
Okay.
seem like I'm the one who holds the power here. I am the keystone of everyone's operation, so they can fuck off.
That's fair. I mean, you're more
And
than
then-
welcome to tell him to shove it.
Yeah, but I need to make sure that it's not like getting clouded by, because Taco doesn't like this guy. This guy to Taco screams dude who's like one bad day away from like blowing up the world.
Okay. Okay.
So Taco wants to kill him. I have to decide what Stonks thinks, though. Because Stonks thinks that he holds a lot of power, like he himself does, but he doesn't know what to do with it. And he wanted to talk to Yester about it, but now I'm getting put on the spot.
You could talk to me.
We can.
I'm not
I'm
your legal counsel, but we can just discuss it.
Also, you don't have to give an immediate answer. You just
Well,
won't
is
have
that you or
immediate
the old
backing.
man? Because the
That
old
was-
man's making it seem
sorry.
like he needs to know now.
My apologies. If I can see your hesitancy, if you require time, of which I have little,
I can give you more.
we should speak more of that later. You seem to have...
How do you feel about mosquitoes? And do you think they have souls?
What? I can't say that. I've given it much
So
thought.
to become a lich,
Oh! Necromancy is vile.
you're asking a skeleton for money. Necromancy's gross. Give me your money.
You speak of lichdom.
You know what, Shepherd? Rattle a mile in my bones.
All right. How about this? You write your name in this book, and Stonks can contact you when he's made a decision.
Gives us your soul.
Johnson,
That's not how
you
it
will
works.
do
But
this for me. Johnson steps forward and writes his name in the book.
Thank you for your soul.
if you want my opinion, Stonks, I wouldn't do it. He doesn't trust us clearly. that was a test. He just failed.
Imagine if we had his soul.
I
Write your
think
name in this book. It's for communication, I promise.
I just want your phone number.
I think that this is an ally we can purchase. An ally we can purchase is someone dangerous. We should keep them on the leash. Keep them
Wait,
close.
yeah, hold up. No, okay, I do know how Stonks feels. This guy can kick the rocks.
Okay.
Because the one thing that Yester just said about this guy being able to be bought is something that Stonks explicitly tested Gene and Sia for in episode 2.
Ooh, you're right.
Yeah, so this guy can get fucked.
Yep.
Interesting take. Okay.
A pee-pee in his poo-poo. Good day, sir. / professional.
So what do you say, Stonks?
Oh, fuck me.
Well, sorry, you came to a
No, you're-
conclusion. Act on it.
I know.
You
Ugh.
are. To recap, on the table is a joint union of forces in
Unlimited
exchange
bacon.
for some money from a vigilante parkour lunatic, maybe maybe not a lunatic, but a killer, who works outside the law. The money, his ambition is from a moral standpoint. The money is just something that he needs to profit from this deal as well. And you guys don't have much else to offer.
I stand. Yester stands and goes, "All right, Stonks. The way I see it, this is some guy who.
Yep.
They're effectively an unlicensed mercenary group.
Also, if we just wait a month, he'll die.
He is quite old.
I think the thing is, this group with while they have good morals, I think the way they go about things is comes from a place of protest, but not from a place of actual action. I don't know. They'll be strong. They'll be effective. But I think the reason why they haven't made any headway on Crooked Feather is because they're not fighting on the field that Crooked Feather's battling in.
This is true.
Yester, also,
true.
have you ever met anyone who thinks they're the bad guy? you ever met anyone who thinks they're not the good guy?
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this is. I do think we should do something. I think we shouldn't. I think this is an option that we should keep open. Keep them as maybe placate them a bit. You know?
I can't do that anymore now that I don't have like skin.
What?
I'm just bones.
I said plate. What did you think I said?
I don't know.
Can't placate. Too bony.
I feel maybe. What if we test the waters?
Mm-hmm.
We give them enough money to fund a small group that we control.
I think Dodger
Say-
had a counter offer as well. That
Oh,
he.
do-
I just wanted to give Jake his spot. He did speak
Yeah.
up at one point.
True,
Mhm.
true. Yes, returns to Dodger. You're the military man with your bullets. What say you?
I need that sage granny wisdom.
You turn to Dodger, and he's Dodger isn't there.
No, bye,
There's
Dodger.
just a small mop of gray curls.
What say you, old individual?
Grandma!
Do you die? I would say you
Where-
damn old man.
Well, if you ask me, like your esteemed partner who seems to have slipped away in the commotion stated, this man clearly doesn't trust us. Because he wants us to trust him, that if we give him money, he'll give us support. But if we say, we just want to contact you, and doesn't comply with that one simple request, how can we trust that when the money runs dry, they won't just turn on us?
Mm.
They say they want more than our experience and we'll be the ones doing all the groundwork.
And as he did say, we've made more headway than he has.
He wants something in return, but our services are what he's getting in return.
What if we get a small task force from them that we run and we control? Don't just fund a militant group. We take control of a small mercenary group. Get them licenses. Change their outfits. Make them a member of our group. And then we use them to take care of things. Use that way, he's still providing the strength he supposedly offers. We're still providing the monetarization that we promised. It's just more under our purview. After all, we are the ones that are making the headway, as he stated himself. What do you think of that?
I thinking.
You asking Dodger? Or you asking me? Sorry,
He
I'm
did
asking-
mention that he wouldn't give up control because he was the only one that he could trust. So I don't know if he would relinquish a squad of his people.
You guys
I'm
doing like a
very-
huddle, like on one
Yeah,
side
we're
of the
huddling.
bridge?
We're
Okay,
huddling.
okay.
Yeah. I'm very persuasive. I could maybe try. No harm in trying. I make good points when I want to.
This is an important.
You-
This is an important point to decide what the future of the campaign will look like. So proceed with gravity.
And just because we don't take this deal and be bought and paid for allies doesn't mean we have to be enemies.
That's true. Can help each other out after all.
You're certainly not enemies at this point.
Why not?
Sun begins to set a little bit. Smoke begins to wane from the industrial area below you.
What say you? Well, what do you think, Stonks? We'll be in control. We'll have what they offer. And we'll have cut them out, basically.
You agreed to this?
No, I'm just saying, what do you think of this proposal? Because I'm going to go and
The-
send it to him if he
The
says
party's
yes.
cooking up a counter offer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All of
See if you
this.
can convince him to sign this book, because it will make Communication much easier with having to be meeting on this darn bridge. My old bones just can't take the climb.
I know people.
That's me, Marty. You.
Some old lady, sign this magic book. Doesn't sign the suspicious magic book. Don't trust him.
I mean, if trust goes both ways, it's a two-way street. Who wants us to trust him? He's got to trust us.
Spare.
Yeah.
He has
So
a
all of this-
moral
might cost him
rampage
money.
to go on, yeah. And sees potential allies.
All right, make him the offer, Yeaster.
All right, hand me the book.
Oh, and don't take that, Jonathan. I have to scratch someone's name out. I'm not scratching anyone out for anything less than the leader.
All right. I take the book. All right. Shepard,
Bombastic side eye. Meow.
we have convened, and we don't necessarily like your initial offer, but we do have an offer that I think might be able to get both of our goals accomplished.
I like accomplishing goals.
You want Crooked Feather out of the picture. If we just fund you, you have not made headway in however long you've been doing this. After a time, funds becomes irrelevant with enough time of doing the same task with enough people. I think you're at a dead end. I think that if instead you were to give us a small task force of some of your elite soldiers, or fighters, whatever you'd like to refer yourself as, we then can put our funding into making them a mercenary group that we could both maybe agree on how they're used, but still falls under our leadership. We fund this group, we use them and tackle Crooked Feather in the ways that we seem to be accomplishing stuff with, and through that, you have provided your intense might, we have provided our funds, and at the end of the day, Crooked Feather is a dead man.
The initial expressions is when you initially proposed him giving over some of his elite killers but then when you mentioned that the both of you would have still say in their actions, he eased up a little bit. That
Look,
said, this
you're
is
gonna
a
have-
crotchety old man who's incredibly stuck in his ways. But he
You're gonna-
appears to be entertaining the idea and chewing on it.
Look, at some point, you're gonna have to admit that however you've been going about this, however well thought out it was when you began this attack, this crusade of yours, it's outdated. You need to fight him where the fight is. We know where the fight is, and we keep finding it. We know how to get to Crooked Feather. You are fighting him on the streets, randomly, with really strong killers, with no direction. We know where to get him. He's in the black markets. We have the funds to apply pressure to him. And if we have a stronger group of killers, that means we have more mobility, more ease of access, more ability to actually fight him when the time comes.
He kind of... He looks like he's trying to swallow a particular gristly piece of meat, you know what I mean? It's just...
Yeah.
He kind of stamps his foot a little bit. He kind of... And you watch as he goes to the other end of the bridge and goes... Comes back. Johnson crouches down. Starts whispering something in his ear. Make a perception check.
13?
13. Gene? I see you rolling.
Yeah, 7.
7.
Stonks?
For what?
Percepciones?
We're
Oh,
gonna
God.
call it there. No,
Not
on
20.
the rolls. No shot.
32. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's pretty high.
Let me double check. Yeah, 32.
It's an entreaty. It is along the lines of like they are very capable. They are powerful individuals. We should take this deal. and you watch as Shepherd. You're not gonna make them do anything they don't want to do.
What do you mean by that?
What do they don't want to? What do they
What do you
not
mean?
want
What do they don't want to do the missions of killing Crooked Feather?
Yeah, oh, they're all for that. I'm worried about you using them in ways that I don't see coming. They will be able to
You're worried
walk
about us-
at any time.
If they find that we are operating in an amoral way, they are welcome to leave the task force. And insofar as they don't double-cross us on their exit, they may keep their lives.
Done.
And he turns.
No, we are
One-
paying for them, so if they walk away, we're losing money.
Who is
Also-
the old lady?
The old lady is...
My grandma.
I come over, I just pat Stonk's hand, just... This
Hi,
is my sweet boy.
Stonks' legal counsel.
Yester leans in and goes, it's an old lady that took a particular liking to Stonks. We just call her Grandma.
She thinks I'm the Grim Reaper. And she
He
can
showed
keep me
up
away
one
by being
day,
nice.
showed me mercy when it was my time to go.
We just let her run with it because we've tried explaining it, but it doesn't seem to sink in very well.
He doesn't believe any
She
of
hasn't
that.
died yet.
Either way, all that we
Insight
need now,
check first. Just
all that we
sigh.
need to ratify this is for you to sign inside this book.
I'm
This
not
book
going
will
to
allow
do
us-
that.
This book allows us to contact you. Do you want us to continue to run up here and up this gigantic mountain every single time we have to have a meeting, so that we'll be wasting precious
My people
hours?
will be sent to you. They can communicate to me through that. You can communicate to me through them. I will not write down my name in this book.
Jonathan was nearly pissing his pants so that he was afraid that walking the streets would get him killed. And you're going to risk sending your people hither and thither? This is far more
I
efficient.
like this
write
old
a note.
lady, but I don't like her book.
I write
With all
message.
due res-
You get message. You respond. Message comes back. And then we communicate through writing. It is so simple.
With all due respect, Shepard, this
Dodger
This
roll.
inno-
Go ahead.
can I provide assistance to Dodger's roll with a follow-up argument?
Yes. Dodger, make a persuasion check with advantage from Yester.
It's just inefficiency at this point. There will be precious times when we could have been taking action of going, hey, can we send the mercenaries to take out this target? And when we instead of just going for it, we gotta wait for some messenger?
Solid argument. Dodger?
26.
Damn.
I got a +10 to persuasion. You know, I'm a
Let me
criminal
see
boy.
the book.
I hand him specifically the page. I would not open any other pages.
Why?
Would you like to go insane? It's a magic book, my good friend.
Then
It sends you
I'm not
message.
going to put my name in it. It is an
Is it okay if I put-
untrustworthy book.
Can I write my name in this?
If he looks, he can see that the Baron's name is on it. Lord
Look.
Rammus's name is on it. Like all these other important people's names are on it.
We can message these people at any time, and they are not dead.
Unless.
unless you want them to be, we can make that happen.
Yeah, we just. Stonks grabs an eraser. You just do this, and then they die.
No, that just makes it so I can't contact them anymore. So don't do that.
But the reason why I don't want to open the rest of this book is because it's got crazy spells in it that'll drive you insane. But we have other spells in this book that allow people to contact them if they write the names in it. I feel like I'm explaining an iPad.
Yeah, pretty
With
much.
grandma.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Texting is good.
I'm an
You
old
can
man.
see
I
red
punch people
receipts.
in the throat.
Taps Stonks. I appreciate the help, dear, but you're not helping right now.
That's fair.
Well, 27 is going to be honored. You watch as he, with great and long-winded protest, signs the book.
crazy. You're not dead. All right. And with that, I cannot wait for this brand new partnership to begin. And Shepard, we'll have this little crooked feather problem solved, lickety split.
He goes to shake your hand and then appears to suffer a bout of madness. Johnson steps forward and kind of takes a hold of him and goes,
Thank you for your time. We will be going.
All right.
Okay.
In my mind, he just stuffs the old man in his mouth.
Uh-huh.
Carries him
Like
out.
and then you
It's
watch
safe for you in here, sir.
a couple of other, the three other individuals like climb onto the frogman, and the frogman hops away, hops off the side of the bridge.
Yeah, now we gotta figure out a way down.
God damn it.
Aim for the bushes.
How far down was it again?
3,000 feet.
3,000 feet?
3,000 feet.
I mean, after
Probably have
200
to go
feet,
the
it
long
becomes
way
moot,
around.
you know?
Yeah.
If we fall, like what?
500 feet? I don't remember.
We fall 500 feet around. Who has Featherfall? We got Featherfall on Dick.
Nope.
I have levitate. Can I just levitate people down?
Hey, you gotta get back up.
What if?
Yeah.
Well, I tested on someone else.
Okay. Sure. That actually works.
How many-
And if we
Is it
run out of
cast levitate
time,
out of a person? They jump?
They just float to the ground slowly.
How long is levitate?
10 minutes.
Probably.
All right.
I don't.
I
Oh
think
wait. The
that'll
problem
work.
is I don't know how many people I can do. It might just be one. So that's might not work.
Well, levitate. If everybody just hops onto Yester, he can just over encumber himself with carrying you. And then he still would, the rules of the spell would still apply.
It's up to 500 pounds. So
Can we not just go around? Can we not just go the long way back down?
It takes multiple days.
Days.
Days?
Days.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like we wouldn't have agreed to meet on the bridge if we'd known it would take days to get there.
Yeah. All right.
Hold on,
Here's what-
hold on. Let skeleton
Everyone jump
dad
into my
go.
big arms.
Is it late?
It is early evening. Sunset.
I just teleportation circle us home.
Yeah. We
Are there
just camp
known
out on the bridge.
teleportation circles in town? Do I have one of those?
I believe you
Oh.
specified that you had one in your home over the summer.
Okay.
There's also one in the Talium Wizards College.
Okay. I ritual us home.
Perfect.
La Cucaracha. Styx comes out of retirement.
You find yourselves returned to the city in the interior of your own fine home in the Silver District.
And there was a time.
Yeah, that man was strange.
Gertrude kicks open the door, levels a shotgun, and goes, "Oh, you're home."
Yeah. Glad to see you're still spry.
"Oh, I'm doing my best. A lot of old people. A lot of old people in this campaign for some reason.
Well,
Well, that's one tick. As the one tick off the list. As the evening begins, you can hear more of the what's the word I want to use? More of the city life, the partier. What's the word I'm looking for? The richer folk come out to town to gamble and move about the bars, and the more entertainment aspect of the capital springs to life.
Well, I mean, we've got this league where Cricket Feather's at. I mean, I figured we could put the boys to use investigating that, maybe even chase down our fixer guy. Seemed like they'd be good at that.
And path after fixer.
If we want to go kick in the Baron's door,
Always.
Let's go to the Baron.
I mean, maybe not right now. It's
Right now.
after, like, business hours is over, so.
How old's the Baron?
In his 40s. Early 40s.
Not old enough. We must wait.
We must wait.
Let him age.
Yep.
All right.
I have a
We wanna-
bit of an errand I could take care of tomorrow, I suppose. After a good night's rest, is where I'd like to go.
Well, in that case, we can just go to bed. We can just rest up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do that.
Okay. The party
We have, like,
retires for
rooms
their night.
Yeah. Now we probably moved hotels after the Jimmy incident. We probably wouldn't stay there.
I mean, I assume you're staying at Stonks' place.
Yeah.
Are you guys
There are
gonna
guest
find a
rooms.
tavern instead, or?
We can stay at Stonks'
Depends.
place.
Is Stonks' place like got rooms?
It's a small mansion. So, yeah. They gotta take the dust covers off probably, but you know, Greta's happy to get to work. All right, as the party retires for the night. See ya. You're in your quarters. Small fire in the hearth. You find yourself unable to relax. You find yourself unable to shake off the trials that you've been going through of the past couple of days alone have left you tight, have left you coiled, and you find yourself not able to sleep or rest in any way, shape, or form. What do you do?
Is there a window in this room, you'd say?
Sure.
She's probably at the window and has opened it so she can like see the night sky, feel the air.
Okay. Bit of time passes, some of that cool air comes in. Sound of the rapids off to the east. You feel a little better. Out of the corner of your eye, you see a flicker of movement. And as you look, there's nothing there in the room. What do you do? You've been suffering more and more lately, it seems. Untrustful senses. Your vision betraying you at times, like in the explosion. You've had strange dreams. Do you continue to just kind of ride it out, or do you choose to act upon it? Do you choose to... What do you choose to do? It seems that in even quiet moments now, it's acting up.
Can I roll like a perception to see if there was any like slight sounds that accompanied that
Sure.
possible something moving?
Yeah.
16.
There was no sound.
Sia's gonna keep kind of looking out the window, but keep like attention in her peripheral towards the room
Okay.
for the moment.
And in that kind of frayed alertness, you find yourself dozing. Does anyone else do anything in the night hours? Okay.
Dodger will be reading his book.
Okay.
Yester's just taking a good old nap.
Dodger, with the new suspicions that you have regarding the book. What's going through your head? Give me an insight. Not an insight check, just give me insight to your mind as to what's going on.
While studying the book, it's filled with equations and things that Dodger has written. His, tinkering and kind of artifice things. But as he reads the words, seeming absurdity that is Finnegan's Wake, he begins to notice patterns, and some letters almost seem to swim around the page a little bit.
Okay.
And since his near-death experience, kind of sees the book in a way that he hadn't previously seen it.
Okay. Ponder. Everyone gets a full long rest.
Yeah.
Gene, you awake with gloved, animated hands trying to put shoes on for you.
Well, this is the last time I'm staying here. Start shooing them away. No pun intended. I check my boots to see if they've put anything inside. Just dumping just rocks and freaking dust, Seems normal,
Flick the scorpion, just run of the mill nonsense.
Yeah.
The party wakes to the smell of bacon, pancakes, a hearty meal, biscuits and gravy. Greta is very excited to have a bunch of people to cook for that isn't made of bones. Simon Hornick is also there, heartily eating, reminiscing on how the prison food was not nearly this good. As the party kind of gathers for the morning, what's on the agenda?
Well, crack me back. We should probably go talk to Ramus. No, man, not Ramus, the Baron.
Let's
Right?
go.
Let's go. Let's do it.
All right. As you guys are gearing up to... Go ahead.
I might take that time to go run an errand of my own. I don't really have anything to say to the Baron.
Yeah.
All right. Have fun.
All right. As you guys are gearing up to head out, there's suddenly all the hands that are ever present, kind of doing their own thing, stiffen and kind of perk up and skitter off in a direction upstairs, to where you hear a bit of a scuffle, and upon investigating, 9 white-robed individuals who have come in through a window. They don't do front door. They do climb down from the roof. Are being accosted by gloved hands that they're like, what is your home? And Stonk says,
That was fast.
They have their orders, and as the situation abides, they all kind of fall into various stances, pointedly keeping windows and doors in their periphery. It looks like one of them is a lizard folk who kind of appears to be in charge of the squad of this force, and he kind of does kind of a head nod and goes, "We are to be at your service."
I want a new one. Stonks hates French people.
It's not French.
What is he?
A snake.
Yeah, just a little,
Snake.
little lizard boyo missing one
Yes,
finger.
sir. What are we doing with these guys? Why did we need them?
All right, rally up. We have some missions for you today. We are to track down an individual known as the Fixer. Stonks, I would like for you to use your monetary powers to purchase them equipment. Gene, where is the Fixer located?
I mean, that's what we need to figure out.
Oh, we don't know? Okay.
We
Well,
don't know. We've got a name and an alias and a description, and that's
We can work
I-
with a description.
I parlay the description to them. I don't remember all the specifics, but
tall
yes,
man,
sir, that does.
lean, burnt hand.
Burn hand.
Oh,
Red
feather
on his
tattoo
neck.
on his neck.
You guys don't really need much in the ways of equipments on the prowess of your martial arts and whatnot. What would you say you would need for a job like this?
Maybe some money to grease some palms. Some. He looks disgusted as he says it. Some casual wear. Maybe
All right.
an odd magic item or two if you have it. That might be of use.
Tonks walks back in after like holding a big stack of books and is like passing them out to all the monks before going back to standing next to Yester. And he pretends to cough.
Okay. I just handed all of you a book. If everyone could please open up your handbooks to page 150. Okay, there you will find a list of adventuring gear and about how much it should cost on average. Now, hold on. It's in here somewhere. Okay. All right, now 40 pages forward, it's going to tell you how much money you get.
All right.
Each of you get about, oh God, I don't know. What is your life like?
They
Monks?
They don't.
Do you
need
know
much
money?
to survive.
Okay. Then we'll do the starting gold approach. You have
And
like
one-
30 gold to go spend. Go have fun.
And give one of them 100 gold for bribes only.
Oh, I do that. Don't buy anything that's not in the book.
One of them looks very excited about bear traps that he finds.
Checks book.
Yeah, they're called hunting traps. They're straight up bear traps.
50. What page is the starting gold described on? I haven't fucking gone through.
Starting gold, I believe, is described in items.
For monks, it's real low.
And also it's, I believe it's described on the class descriptions.
Yeah. Here it is. Starting wealth. They're monks. They each get 5d4 gold.
That's not bad, actually. That I thought
They
would
can have
been lower.
5d4 gold each, and they can go shopping for anything that we can shop from in the 2014 PHB.
I think the only method that we should discuss further is
Yeah, what's your hard nose? What don't you do?
we don't kill children.
Okay. Fuck, you gotta go.
Dogs.
He's kidding. We don't kill kids either.
We-
Unless they're really shit.
Homie, hold
Unless
on.
they try
Out
to
of
kill me.
character. We have to have. We've killed a kid somewhere.
By
It's
accident.
been a year.
By
Not in this
accident.
campaign.
Yeah, not in this
We've
campaign.
All right.
No, we're the good guys, like for real this time though. In this
Yeah.
campaign,
And this was
Actively
Kyo
trying
with
to
several murdered
protect
kids.
children and civilians.
if we killed children, I'm pretty sure Gene, Sia, and Dodger would have a very strong issue with it.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought so too, but it's been long enough that I would assume
The,
that there's been a dead kid.
Dead kid,
Okay,
probably,
well,
but not our fault.
Vloxen suspects that we might have killed a kid at some point during this campaign.
No.
It's a safe
she's
bet.
Wrong.
Not intentionally, and it was
Do you remember an occurrence?
no.
Yeah,
No,
specifics,
okay.
receipts.
Yeah.
I don't.
didn't
I'm just betting the odds. I don't have an instance in mind.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
Anyways,
with all
never
that
mind.
squared away, the party, they go back out the window, and actually, yeah,
What about
they go back out the
teenagers?
window. The party begins making their way to the Gold District.
Dodger will kind of nod to the spider, and it will scurry off.
Okay.
Hi,
Gene, eventually you break off to head towards the Talium Wizards College.
Whatever university. Yep. I've this friggin' horsehair. I'm ready to get rid of it.
Gene, you step into the Wizards College and you look around, and you've been here before, and you start making your way through after getting the official admittance. And you find yourself in a long, winding hallway of strange stairs, and nothing within this building makes any sense. It feels smaller in here and yet bigger at the same time, depending on what room you're in, than has any means to be. And eventually you find what I can only describe as an arcane lab room, if that makes sense. You can see a few studious wizards with floating books and practicing various things or trying to accomplish various goals. You see your brother. Sorry, I had the name written down and I can't find it.
It's Adam.
Adam. Sorry.
That's good. I've forgotten it enough times that I've now remembered it. I'm having to find it like 3 times.
Adam is hunched over a big table, and you can see various arcane sigildry, and he's got like a soldering iron, like a magical equivalent of a soldering iron, and it looks like he's doing some weird stuff with some metal you don't recognize immediately. And he doesn't see you. He's very invested in what he's doing.
I'll ease over next to him, and I'll just plop the envelope next to what he's working on without saying anything.
I told you I don't have the money right now, but
That was an interesting response.
It's good to see you, Gene.
Working on there.
I had a theory, but it's not coming to fruition. It doesn't bear mentioning. What is this?
It's the very important item that I traveled halfway across the world to get you, that you asked for.
Opens it up and goes, yes, let us go somewhere more private. He heads to a different room up some stairs, and you can see it's a private lab room where people who would work on more explosive things need a little more safety. His room has a pole for water and a drain in the floor, and the room looks without any windows, looks like it can withstand an explosion if need be. He writes it. He checks in and gets the key and unlocks it and opens up. Before he gets to the door, however, you hear, "Hey now, what you need that room for, son?" And he kind of, Master Linguist, mine apologies. Allow me to introduce you to mine brother, Gene Brigg. Before you stands a fire genasi. in these black robes with swirling inlaid black stitching patterns, and a floating, sleeping cat next to him. And he goes, "Well met. I did not know Adam had a brother."
Yep.
He goes to shake your hand.
I'll shake it back.
Adam, what are you up to? Well, sir, master, linguist, my brother has a curse upon him that I believe I have the means to remove from him. Is there not a healer who can remove this curse instead of taking up your precious time and studies? We tried that, sir, and I believe I have a solution this time. He looks to you. How many times has Adam attempted to remove this curse from you, Jean Brigg?
Well, let me think. There's been at least 6.
6 failures, Adam. I've gotten much better in my craft, Master Linguist. Well, don't let me keep you, and don't blow anything up this time. He quickly ushers you into the room.
Well, he's kind of a prick.
I think it comes with the
Right.
territory.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it is a wizard college. You know.
I'll take that on the chin.
Well, there's obvious exceptions.
Of course. It is good to see you, Jean.
I got a pretty interesting wizard friend of my own. Though he is just as weird. Not a prick, though,
Do tell.
most of the time.
As he puts on these goggles and starts concocting this ritual that he is preparing.
I wound up in a pretty interesting party. Definitely been up to some heightened shenanigans.
Do tell.
Well, I almost died yesterday. So that was interesting.
Big spectacled eyes look up at you from the goggles.
But if you hear anything about a market explosion, that weren't me. It got nothing to do with it.
Well, I'm glad you're not dead.
Yeah, same.
The only family I've got left, Jean. He wouldn't do that to me.
I'm pretty good at not dying. Not so great at staying out of trouble, though.
Ever is your way. Same, actually. I've become a bit notorious for causing problems accidentally.
I was getting that sense.
Transmutation is tricky. I
Kinda
haven't
changed.
been doing well with my transmutation classes. Abjuration, though,
Gold and the gold, huh?
knocking it out of the park.
Oh.
All right, stand there.
I do know what wizard's school that is. I know exactly what that is.
It's the one that does the big boom. Stand there. Wear this. And he pulls from a very old text of an ancient culture long dead. It speaks in a language you don't understand. And you feel a shift in magic around you. You can see the horse hair burn and shrivel up. A couple of other interesting pieces, a feather here. This strange metal you don't recognize begins to smoke a bit. And a ring, kind of like a halo, about your midsection forms and begins spreading outwards until it is taut. If you would do me a favor and break that ring for me. You break it. It takes a little more effort than that, but you manage to break it. As it splinters across in a way. How do you feel?
Feel the same.
Well, that's not right.
One of these times you're gonna believe me that there's no curse. It's.
A long-held silence.
I mean, I appreciate your concern and all the effort you've put into this, which is why I've done what I can, but I still just don't think this is a curse.
Then you've been funding my journeys here. Then what has this all been for?
But the obvious, so that you'd have a good future. I'm the older one. Why else would you fund an education? I didn't send you here for me. I sent you here for you.
You're right. You're right. And I will redouble my efforts and my studies, and I will try to put this to the side, Jean. I will do my best. You see the obsessive nature warring within him. Wizards do be kooky. And it seems that his education has only strengthened those irregularities, his compulsions, and he make an insight check as you kind of just assess your brother in this moment.
19.
He's distressed and alarmed, and while he says what he says contrasts with the loss of purpose that he is experiencing. And you realize you've been doing all of this for him, and he's been doing all of this for you. In a unhealthy mentality that has sunk into obsession. And being confronted with all of that is putting him at a loss.
I mean, it's not the worst thing to not have a direct aim at all times. I mean, what goal am I accomplishing except making money? I mean, I have some now. I've discovered them organically. There's some stuff going on in this city that needs attending to. And I found myself having to just take care of it. But, it's fine. And there's no reason not to keep looking. If you find something, I did have an interesting, I don't know if you recall how I mentioned that I almost died yesterday.
Yes.
Was it just yesterday?
You did mention that. You're looking well.
While I
too,
was
which
on-
is saying something.
Well, not sleep and,
Well, yeah, of course.
magic.
Of course.
Not magic, purpose. Interior oaths spoken. I had an interesting, while on death's door, an interesting memory. What do you remember about my biological parents? I mean, I know you're a bit younger, but do you remember your parents
I remember
talking about them?
Oh, I remember there was a fire. I remember them speaking
how they found you, and they believed that the town wouldn't have been sufficient in making sure that you had a good enough upbringing for what you deserved. I'm not sure what they meant by that. You said you had a recent memory?
Well, it's a memory I've had for a long time, but I remembered more. I don't know if it was the blow to the head or the being thrown for a few hundred feet.
Goodness.
I'm not sure which. I didn't feel it.
You can see all the medical
What?
learning he's been going into, like, oh, he was in shock. Okay. Oh God.
I've always thought well of my biological parents, but they might have been a little more nefarious than I recall.
You see, he immediately locks into, and you can see it. You can see it as he goes, maybe this pertains to his curse. And you can see his eyes start making his eyes light up with connection, and goes, well, we could take another look at that memory if you would like. We
That's
have the
not
means.
something I thought about.
Brother, you do not think of me as a useful tool in your belt nearly enough, I think. Come!
I
he
just don't know what all magic can do.
well,
You're
allow
not
me to
me.
show you some the marvels of the Talium Wizards College. Come on. You get to meet Master Weave.
The wizard named himself Weave. Interesting.
It is a title of station.
Oh, fair enough.
He takes you through what is entirely too long of a journey for the building that you perceived upon entering, until you are in a high place, and you can almost feel the tower swaying in the wind. You enter this luminescent room. Cold stone beneath you with moss and lichen grown along the walls and the floor, and this almost collection of sifting waters that float along the ceiling, and a few students here and there, and being taught by this individual that you're not really able to catch exactly what race this individual is. It's clearly not human. You can kind of see through the individual a little bit as if they were ghostly, but this doesn't register as any kind of undead. This is a very suave, collected elderly gentleman, and he is teaching the memory strand spell, and you watch as he brings a student up and removes a memory from them and places it up into the water and begins to cast more of these ritualistic spells you don't understand at all, and the water begins to shift and display, and then it mists and fills the room, and apparitions of this memory appear and you're suddenly in the memory, not in any other place, but the memory is rendered around you, and a mundane memory, really. But soon the class ends, and a couple of people, as the students begin to sidle out, one of them greets Adam friendly with a friendly manner before dismissing himself. Master Weave, I am wondering if you might be of some assistance to my brother, who has learned some disturbing information about
a memory that he has. I am happy to be of use. I will guide you in casting of this spell, Adam. Adam looks a little nervous. Well, I respectfully, I don't believe I have the capabilities of, he goes, I believe that you will be just fine, as I will be right alongside you.
I'll clasp him on the shoulder. You do right. It's kind of a sucky memory anyway, so.
You have a seat. Adam nervously looks at you and goes, "Are you ready?"
Yep.
This will tickle. As the memory strand is removed from you, it kind of the memory is gone. It is in this strand, and you watch as he attempts to lift it up. And succeeds! Immediately, this memory is mystified before you. You see yourself frozen, peeking through the cracked door of your bedroom, the ray of light upon your eye, the child version of you, looking into the room and kind of sleepy but contented. You take a look through and you can see your parents. What do you do?
I mean, I can like move around the render of the so I just get up out of the chair and walk immediately over to where the table is, where the parents are doing whatever, wherever the parents are doing.
Sure. You step into this room, and an approximation of memory is rendered around it because it's not in that exact memory, because it's not there, and so there's a sliver of nighttime vision into this, into what you as the child was able to see, but everything else has been rendered and kind of put in as substitute, so it's daylight around, and the rest of the house is all bright and almost amorphous. It doesn't quite fit or make sense. The spell is just trying to do an approximation. So you have this sliver of information of darkness in you as you step into the room. Roll an investigation.
5.
Okay.
The big fat one.
You can see a ram's horn with runes carved into it. And now that you are in there and you're looking about, there is a darkness pooling out of the horn onto a mirror. A bit of mirror, a bit of reflective surface has been placed down, and you can see in this frozen image the darkness covering the mirror. And you see the joy of your parents as they have successfully accomplished something. You're not sure what. You rolled a 5. But you see this darkness seems to be going into the mirror. The memory moves forward in time. And when this ritual ends that they are up to, there are other cultic things going on that is still kind of hazy within your memory. This mirror no longer is reflective. It has been filled with a darkness. And they are joyous about this. They almost seem relieved, and that's the extent of what you got. What do you do?
Well, Gino kind of stew in it for a minute, you know? He'll kind of squat down and, you know, get a somewhat three-dimensional look at his, you know, his parents.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't really get to, even if it's distorted and not very, you know, not very accurate. And then after a minute or so, he'll get back up and walk over. That's it. Either of you make anything from that?
The Master of the Weave
sorry, the Master Weave glides into the memory. Looks around a bit. Okay, that's a 20. I rolled an advantage as a 10 and a 20. Your parents seem to be members of the cult known as Lurin. Lurin. I will have to research. But this cult was wiped out by the Endeavor long ago. It is troubling to see it in action here. They were movers in the shadows. Believed in a coming dark that they could make manifest. They worshipped a god of the night and the shadow. The Black Moon. The Dead Moon. I believe this is a strange form of advanced necromancy that does not perceive to individuals or bodies, but something grander, something more convoluted and dark and nefarious. Your brother has some homework. As the spell ends.
I'll feel free to keep a hold of that memory strand. Use it as many times as you need.
I will
I'll sleep a little better anyway.
do my best, brother. I'm sorry to hear that this did not offer any solace.
Well, that's not what I was wanting anyway. Details.
But we do have
Trail
some
to
of
follow.
that. The cult of Lurin and the dead moon that they worship.
They must be really, truly wiped out. I have never heard of them.
Me neither.
Alright, well, I'm gonna leave you to it. I gotta go see the Baron about a thing.
They both give you up. Like a what?
Yeah, it's no big deal. Appreciate it, Mr. Weave.
Master. Anytime. And that's where we're gonna end off for the night.
Alright.
Got a wizard money gang.
They love casting spells. Chat, thank you for being here. The 90s episode? Oh, Casper? Guys, all right. I'm glad I ignored chat for a little while there. Stick around. We are going to be doing a raid. If I can get my raids to work, they've been acting wonk lately. But I'm SirFeffers, humble dungeon master of the Long Shot Table, and tune in on Saturday for Void Scourge, a level 20 campaign in the Astral Realm. I'm excited. I'm excited to dive and pull at this thread a bit. If you want to get caught up, you can head to the YouTube Jake and Feffers, and if you would like to join our community, you can hit the Discord. Take it away, Jared.
Yeah, I mean, I guess now I'm here for the culty stuff. So, for one way or another. I also did not mean for that to blitz the last half hour of this, but I guess here we are.
Hey man, you're just as important and valid, and your story is just as important and valid. It's good.
Yeah, so,
But we will hold it against you forever.
Mm-hmm.
sure, go for it. Yeah, I don't know. Gene, now, they kind of slipped in a whole conversation about purpose. Gene was kind of just doing bounty hunter stuff. I mean, he's mixed into the large, the party and doing world stuff now, but also gotta go figure out what this cult is, what they're about, and whether or not he should burn it to the ground. So, that'll be interesting. Offbeat.
What up? My name is Offbeat Outlaw. You can find me on YouTube and TikTok under those exact same names. I have been Yester Hawthorne. Yester is feeling ambitious and feeling confident that this pseudo alliance between the party and the path will work out well. and allow them to start putting out fires in the and start attacking things in different places. And also hopes that the path isn't bad. He's a little nervous that the path is their sense of vigilante justice is while it may be based, it is a little
Unhinged.
It's a little zealousy.
The zealotry in it is not good. It's like, hey, you know what? Cops do suck, but laws are important. We need those. So that's kind of where he's at. Pass to Taco.
Greetings. I am the Lord Taco. I play the Stonks. He's a skeleton. I don't trust this crazy old man. I sure as shit don't trust his frog. That's it. Jake, have you gone?
I have not.
Go for it, good sir.
Hello, I'm CritFailJake. You find me on TikTok and Instagram. I play Dodger, and he also doesn't trust old man. He's not really keen on the whole I just kill people because they may be corrupt. Does he know for sure? Or are they doing their due diligence to find out if they're really corrupt, or is it just this guy seems like it might, how legit is, they may or may not be very thorough, and that doesn't really sit well with Dodger. After his night of study, he's now 67% sure that he might be in possession of a magical book, and might be able to do something with that. More study is required. Yeah, that's Dodger. Luna.
Hi, I'm LunaWolfSpirit. You find me on TikTok and Instagram, and I play Sia. Sia, as well, doesn't trust the old Port of the Path dude. Not getting good vibes there. And fully expected to have another Eldritch creepy dream, but shadow things in the corner of her eyes. Okay.
Now it's when you're awake.
No, yep, I can't escape. All right. Seems like it is what it is.
It is what it is.
All right, well, everyone, I'm gonna attempt to start a raid here. Nope, can't raid. Don't know why.
Oh,
Trying to fix it, but we'll get to it next time. Everyone should go check out.
Did you try turning it off and turning it back on again?
Yeah, right.
that is a good question.
Did I bypass the mainframe?
I did that motherboard.
Are you in?
Well, chat, have a good night. I'll see you Saturday. Oh, and head over to Critical Dice's channel. I'll be doing some fun stuff over there. I get to gosh, I haven't even talked about this at all yet. I get to play a character in the Grey Watch. Jason from Critical Dice is starting up his own streaming channel. If you don't know, he is one of the primary dungeon masters for Quincy. And I'm very excited. Shocker, I'm playing a druid. That's all I'll say for now. But I will talk to y'all later. Also check out Windfall. Bye-bye.
Boy.